I'm here with a friend of mine, Barbara Seymour Giordano, and she's a communications specialist and really a coach. And I'm working with her because communicating about what I'm doing as Michele Ruiz, my life as a Latina entrepreneur, is hugely important to my goals in terms of building a business. And in addition to that, it needs to be consistent with my messaging on my blogs and vlogs. So we're starting to work together, and she's fabulous. She coaches the TED speakers, if you're familiar with TED. And so she's got some great tips about authenticity and blogging and vlogging too, because I think there's, vlogging, video blogs it's such a powerful medium. So I wanted her to share them with everyone.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so energetic and fun and right there and present. And that's a lot of doing a great vlog or a blog. It's really about speaking from the heart. We were talking about that earlier. And how does that set you apart from the other noise, as I like to call it out there? Well, we can live as the viewers or the readers, we can live through your experiences and your heart if you really put it out there. It doesn't mean that you have to tell us all the details, but you can really share from your heart what a situation or something that happened to you means to you, and maybe the lesson that you learned from it. So this is what vlogs are actually, and blogs are kind of therapeutic in a way. They allow us to stop and really savor the moment. And so many times, as we were talking about earlier, we're such a results-driven society. We're focusing on the end point as opposed to all the little beautiful steps along the way.
Right, so you gave me an example. For example, she looked at some of my blogs and said, they're great on facts, but I'm not necessarily feeling the person that you are and the heart behind them. And so you were making some recommendations, and that's part of the work that we're doing, right?
Right.
And we were also discussing that in my former career as a broadcaster, as a news broadcaster, you kind of have to create this distance, and you're more about just the facts. So this is really transformative because in telling my story, it really is about connecting here.
That's right.
Right? And that's what we're really talking about.
Right. It's now connecting our feelings to what it is that we're talking about, right? The subject at hand. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but it's enough that the audience begins to feel who we are, and they then feel a sense of connection, which keeps them coming back for more.
And that's really the purpose of doing all of this, is growing the potential of our message, right? Whether it's blogs or vlogs.
Absolutely. It's twofold. It's getting to know ourselves better because we stop to really feel the feelings about what it is that we're writing about. And then secondly, by doing that action, our audience gets to know us. And then we create that connection. It's a two-way street. One cannot happen without the reveal of ourselves to the audience, for the audience to then feel connected back. That's pure communication.
So in terms of some of the blogs, for example, you were making suggestions to me about conveying why this struck a chord with me, or why am I passionate about this particular topic that I'm either speaking about or talking about.
Right.
Right?
Right. And just simple little things of how you feel about the situation that happened as you're unfolding the story. So, for instance, you met with Lulu. Exactly. And you talked about what it is like to have one exit strategy in your mind, having your daughter take over your company.
Right.
And then your daughter saying, well, not really, Mom, not interested.
Right, exactly.
And that throws off everything. If you could then tie it back to the fact that you, too, have a 9-year-old daughter, and how do you feel about that? Initially, I felt this way, but then I realized, wait a minute, this is why I've created this business, for my daughter to have her own choices too. Right. Exactly. Then we have the lesson learned at the end. Now we're weaving in our feelings and thoughts combined together to then come to an end result that the audience walks away with, feeling like they know you better, as well as Lulu.
She's terrific. She's great. So we're going to be documenting the work, and she's putting me through the paces. That's all I can tell you. And I want to be sharing it because I think that there's a lot that can be learned, that others can benefit from by putting myself out there and working with you and documenting it and watching the evolution.
Thank you.